All right, so the new Lego Batman game is set to drop in around 10 days, and I've got some thoughts ahead of its release. I've got some worries, that's for sure. The game is heavily inspired by the Arkham games, which I love. I loved those games. I played all of them. I was obsessed with all of them. I beat all of them. One of the few game franchises that I feel I have just absolutely beat everything that they've put out. But I've got some worries with this one. I mean, for starters, they had a leak recently, 10 days before the game's even out, where a dude went to Walmart and bought a code for the game, and then he puts in the code when he gets home and boots up the game, and it just lets him play it. And he posted that on Reddit, and he backed up those claims with photos of proof, which is just insane to me. And not only that, but I mean, the game looks promising, the gameplay looks good until you start to dive into the specs of this Lego game. Mind you, Lego game, all right? So we take a look here. This right here is the specs for this Lego game, all right? Minimum, minimum requirements, okay? 16 gigs of RAM for minimum on a Lego game. That feels, at least to me, a little insane. Feels a little insane. But then it gets even worse. So you move down to the graphics. With this graphics card right here, you will get 30 FPS with frame generation enabled. Which, if you don't know what frame generation is, it basically slaps like artificial frames in between the real frames. So realistically, if you're getting 1080p at 30 FPS, your real frames are less than 30. They're more like 15 to 17 frames per second, and that's kind of ridiculous. So, on minimum settings, you will be getting less than 30 frames per second on this game with frame generation enabled. And then you go to recommended 16 gigabytes of RAM, 1440p, 60 FPS with frame generation. So again, that's your real frames are going to be nowhere near that number because you've got all these fake frames essentially slapped into the middle of it. And then 4K, 24 gigabytes of RAM. 24 gigabytes of RAM for this Lego game. And I admit, the graphics look great. The game looks incredible, but 24 gigs of RAM, and then again, 60 frames with frame generation enabled. And that's what gets me, because if we're looking into new games right now, I don't think it's great that we are setting our standard of optimization with frame generation in mind. If you're going to optimize a game, you should build it without even thinking about frame generation in the equation. I don't understand why we are building this game assuming people are going to have frame generation on, because in reality they're going to be getting less than 30 frames per second. Like, is that even playable at that point? And then that brings me to my next point. When a group of people got to play this game, obviously I wasn't invited, but a group of people got invited to play this game. Game Riot was one of them, and he broke down his thoughts on this game. And he said he played for around 3 to 4 hours. It's visually the best looking Lego game he's ever played. Again, I would hope so. They haven't come out with one since. Don't quote me here. I think the last one was the Star Wars bundle they made, but even then, that's been years at this point. So yeah, I would hope this is the best Lego game you've ever played. I really would. So serious laugh out loud moments. That's good. They've been saying that this has humor for all ages, to where it's not just kids, but it's also kind of adult oriented in some ways, which is nice. So you still kind of get your Arkham Knight fix if you're still into that. Here's what bugs me. Did hit some serious performance issues, particularly during the boss fights and open world. I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know if you know, but it's an open world game. That's like booting up Red Dead and being like, hey, the game looks fantastic, but when you go in the open world, there's some serious performance issues. I mean, that's a concerning look for this game. And it's not even out yet. I think it does look good if you've got a beefy PC to run it. If it's like this is the new Crisis at this point, but I think it looks promising. But there's been a worrying amount of leaks in the gaming industry lately. You had Forza Horizon today, where it just huge leak, entire game just out there, which is insane to me. If they crack down on that, I'll have a video about that one. But it's a little worrying that there's so many game leaks, and then this game, which looks incredible, the performance is worrying. I mean, it does look like a fun game, but that doesn't matter if you literally cannot play the game. What's the point in it at that point? So, I hope it comes out and it's solid. I hope the launch is good, but in my mind's eye, I'm seeing this game dropping and I'm seeing people ticked that they are having to play this game with frame generation on just to hit 30 frames per second. And that's a worrying look for a Lego game. I'm not gonna lie. So that's my kind of thoughts on this one. I know this is kind of a quick, short video here, but this with the leak, I just wanted to come out here and make my opinions known because I'm a little worried about this one. But as always, if you like a game, play it. If you don't like a game, don't play it. I'm gonna try to keep you updated on the latest news. And I know this is a short one, but it's kind of the big one. It's just the game leaking is a little worrying right now. That performance issues. I hope it comes and I hope it has a fantastic launch. I truly, truly do. But I can see a vision of this game dropping and people having some serious performance complaints. I mean, there's only time we'll be able to tell as long as no one else gets a copy of the game on accident here. But I hope it comes out and I hope it's solid. But as always, I will try to keep you updated. And at this point, I'll let you know if there's another leak next week because that's what keeps going on. So I'll try to keep you updated. Thanks for watching.